Good morning, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be reading a story called Virginia Woolf. And this story is about Virginia, and she wakes up feeling wolfish. Her sister Vanessa tries to cheer her up. I wonder if you've ever felt wolfish, or what do you think wolfish might mean? Let's see if we can find out from the story. One day, my sister Virginia woke up feeling wolfish. She made wolf sounds and did strange things. I wonder if you can look at the picture and see some of the strange things that maybe she did. I noticed that there's a clock on the ground. It kind of looks broken. I also know maybe the plant looks a little bit ripped apart. And see what you can find in her bed. Look at those ears. I wonder why the illustrator made her ears like that. When I painted her picture, she growled, "Vanessa, don't!" When her friends rang the doorbell, she moaned, "I'm not home." She scared everyone away. She said, "Do not wear that cheerful yellow dress, my favorite dress. Do not brush your teeth so loudly." She even told the bird to stop that racket. She was a very bossy wolf. So I'm thinking from all of these words that maybe she is not in a good mood. What do you think? Have you ever felt wolfish? The whole house sank. Up became down, bright became dim, glad became gloom. I did my best to cheer her up. I offered her treats. She wolfed them all down. But it made no difference. Nothing pleased her. Not the cat, not my violin, not even making faces at our brother Thoby. She pulled up her covers and said, "Leave me alone." Then she said nothing to anybody. I lay beside her on the bed. We were two quiet lumps under the blanket. We sank deep among the pillows. We looked out the window and gazed at the sky. We watched the clouds, a smudgy sailboat, a flying llama, and a floating castle. It was like a whole other world. Still, my sister said nothing to anybody. Have you ever looked up at the clouds and tried to see what shapes they made? After a while, I said, "There must be something that will make everything feel better." I said, "Please, Virginia." I said, "Say something." Finally, she replied, "If I were flying right now, I might feel better." "If you were flying, where would you like to go?" I opened her atlas and named a few places. Paris, Tokyo, Mexico City. "No, no, no," she said. If I were flying, I would travel to a perfect place, a place with frosted cakes and beautiful flowers and excellent trees to climb and absolutely no doldrums. Oh, doldrums. That's a really interesting word. I want you to think about what a doldrum might be. "Where is that?" I asked. She thought for a moment and said, "Bloomsbury, of course." "Bloomsbury? Never heard of it. Is that near Burlington?" She shook her head and sighed. "Buffalo?" I said. "I don't think so," she growled, slipping under the covers. I flipped through her atlas but found no Bloomsbury, no perfect place. I didn't tell my sister, but I had an idea. I found my art box in a stack of paper and tiptoed around the room while my sister napped. So I wonder what she's going to do to try to make her feel better. I know that she said she wanted to go to a place called Bloomsbury, and her sister's taking her art box and paper. What do you think she might be doing? I made a garden. I painted trees and strange candy blossoms and green shoots and frosted cakes. I painted leaves that said hush in the wind and fruit that squeaked. And slowly I created a place called Bloomsbury. I made it look just the way it sounded. I'm thinking what a really kind sister she has to try to cheer her up this way. My sister woke up. At first, she was too busy howling at the moon to notice what I was doing. I painted a swing and a ladder that reached up to the window so that what was down could climb up. My sister started to pay attention. I brought the outside inside. I painted floating petals that looked like confetti. My sister stood up and helped. She said wolves like to wander around, so we painted a field with a big roaming space. We made turquoise birds and purple butterflies out of colored paper. And Virginia told a story about a gray-shelled snail that passed along the earth and reached the top of a mountain without realizing it. The whole house lifted. Down became up, dim became bright, gloom became glad. When we were done, it was past midnight. Everyone slept soundly. The next morning, my sister woke up and said, "The flowers are floppy." I nodded. "The trees look like lollipops." I nodded again. "That shrub looks like an elephant," she laughed. "You hate it," I groaned. "No," she said. "It's perfect. I love it." I smiled. She looked different. So I asked her how she felt. "Much better," she said, looking a bit sheepish. Do you really feel better?" I asked. "Yes," she smiled and took my hand. "Now let's go out and play." So I really like how the sister was really trying to make her other sister feel good again. Have you ever felt really grumpy? Do you have someone that makes you feel better? All right. Well, I hope you have a great day. And I hope you maybe can be creative. Maybe you can draw or paint your own picture, something that makes you happy.